London. He was also on the editorial board of the world famous Gazette. International Journal of Mass Communication. He has authored over 24 books in English and Malayalam. Dr. Veeranilam is noted also for his occasional TV and radio programs. His latest book is Public Relations in India, and he is here with his wife. And we welcome you, ma'am, Mrs. Annie Veeranilam, whom we would like to really acknowledge for coming all the way. And it's now over to Dr. J.B. Veeranilam for his inaugural address.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to hear good words about myself and to be part of this extremely important public relations summit. They call it PRAXIS, and it is the most apt name I have. The PRAXIS stands for Public Relations and Corporate Communications India Summit. So I congratulate the young organizers for this summit. I feel very happy to be here this afternoon, and as the young lady who was the young lady told you, this I will get my as we told you, I will symbolically inaugurate this function. All right? It is not symbolically for me, because it is a very real and highly important activity or action, because I happen to be associated with public relations from 1966 onwards. The first public relations conference we had in Chennai, where Dr. John Mathai's son, Ravi Mathai, was the organizer of that conference. That was long ago. Public relations is not new in India. It is as old as 40 years, 50 years. But why is our activity not getting the importance that it is deserving? I have explained in my book, it is because in India, corporate leaders are not considering PR as a management function. PR has not yet reached that management function. That is why public relations is still considered sort of or even low importance in our country. Among the, I know many of you here are associated with several corporations, and you know what your duties are, you know what functions you are meeting, and from my experience, I have felt that we have not given enough importance. Gentlemen who spoke before me from Jersey or New York? I didn't get your card, I'm sorry. Anyway, the gentleman has told you about the importance of public relations and how it is shaped in our country by young people like you. In fact, it is not a mere truism that the people associated with management, with corporate management, with public relations in all regions and in all functions, they are all very, very young these days. In fact, in India is one of the youngest countries as far as population is concerned, because almost 45 to 50% of our population is below 40 years of age. I'm sure therefore that it is a great opportunity, as we said, that our young people have in this area of public relations, provided we are aware of our social responsibility. This is what is lacking in India and in many developing countries. I do not want to talk take much of your time, because very experienced people from here and abroad are here to share their thoughts with you. Well, I have been in this field for many years, and particularly in teaching public relations in many universities. But wherever I go, I get this feeling that people who are associated with public relations are not given the importance they deserve because of the low attention on social responsibility. You know that in our trip to this resort, we have passed very, very depressing scenes. And that is, I don't know whether you felt that way, but I felt that way because I've been in many parts of the world. And I have a feeling that we are unfortunately not giving enough importance to the functions of a public relations person. I'm sure this afternoon a young lady from New Jersey is going to share some thoughts about this, the importance of keeping public in, or giving the right importance to the term public in public relations. So this is what I want to stress again, but I don't want to take her time. And she's going to talk about that. Well, one thought I leave with you, that is, public relations originated in the first half of the 20th century as a discipline, as an activity, or in the management system. You know, the founder or the father of public relations, Ivy Ledbetter League. And we have also heard about Edward Bernays, who was the nephew of the famous Dr. Sigmund Freud. And he wrote two seminal works on public relations, their own, but they are important. They are relevant for us in the 21st century, although he wrote those books in the first half of the 20th century. There also, he gave three terms information, persuasion, and adjustment. Now, he later on in his 1955 book, he changed it to, or he stressed the importance of social function, social aspects of public relations. Now, how many of you, there are senior PR officers here, PR managers here, how many of you have advised the corporate leaders what to do with the improvement of the living and working conditions in their immediate surroundings? That is also part of public relations. This is the social aspect I am trying to tell you. You know, in India, the nurses are on strike today. Nurses, just one example I'm giving. The nurses are on strike because the nurses are given 2,000 rupees a month as salary for 12 hours of work. 8 hours of work we decided long ago, but they are made to work 12 hours or more. But still they are paid this paltry sum of 2,000 rupees a month. You are good arithmeticians. You can calculate how much they get per hour. For 12 hours of work for 30 days, they are paid only 2,000 rupees. Now this is a very miserable state, miserable condition. These are the social disadvantages of people associated with public relations. They cannot advise the management of the hospitals. They are not, they can, but they don't. See, they are not telling people it is horrible to give such a low salary for nurses who work for 12 hours a day. I'm giving you just one example. There are so many examples I can give you. I have written a paper, a 9-page paper, which you can at leisure go through on online later on. But my duty here is to inaugurate this function and wish you a very happy, comfortable stay and a fruitful discussion during these 2 days, on these 2 days, and then derive some real satisfaction out of the public relations conference that we have organized here. I must also congratulate young people, Amit Prabhu and Train Jacob, and also their associates. Young people, they are full of vitality. I'm an old man, my days are numbered, but I am so happy that young faces are here and they are going to take up this issue of giving more importance to public relations. It is not mere writing something or, but getting into the spirit of living. And that spirit of living comes when you are aware of what is happening around you. And that awareness must come from all that we do. We will succeed in all that we do in public relations, provided we are aware of what is happening around us. With that awareness, we will be able to, definitely we will be able to get more things done in our field. I told you, I have been associated with this for the last so many years. And I have still to see young people getting more aware of what is happening around them. And I don't want to, give bad reflections of many things that are happening in our country, because that will depress us all. But if we are not going to be aware of these or deliberately avoid this, our goal in public relations, our goal will not be reached, and therefore I beg you to be more aware of what is happening around us and take measures, advise corporate people, avoid many of those pitfalls which they have already fallen in because of their lack of social responsibility. Maybe Edward Bernays' 1955 advice of becoming more socially aware of what they do will definitely help us. And with this, once again, I take this opportunity to congratulate everyone associated, everyone who is here this afternoon, and also wish you a very comfortable stay here in Pondicherry and a fruitful discussion of many things associated with public relations. And I now invite questions, if any, from important people like Sukanti Ghosh, who is raring to ask me questions. Okay.
No, I knew that it made it.
I just said, hi everyone, I'm Shukanti. I am the Managing Director of Apple Worldwide in India. We just thought we would not let Professor Vedanidhan let him go so quickly. So we're going to ask him a couple of questions. I don't know if how many of you have actually had time to read the 9-page paper the professor's given us. It's very interesting in the sense that he talks at length about the importance of communications professionals to connect with national priorities. He actually turns around and says that we have a role in nation building. We have a role in the development of the country. We have a role in advising each of our corporations or our clients how they should interact with people outside. And it's on that note that I thought a couple of questions written out which I will ask Professor. After which I will throw it open to everybody here. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to raise your hand and ask the question. Sure, the organizers will have a mic come across to you. But the 4 questions, Professor, are very interesting. The first one obviously touches upon the fact that and I'll quote from your paper, when you say PR must be reoriented with a social purpose to enable management to achieve certain social goals relevant to developing countries such as India. And from there, my question to you is, you obviously have very strong views about this. Are these views from a socialist point of view, capitalist point of view, or a nationalist point of view?
Now, I must say that it is from the social point of view, not socialist, not communist, not what do we say? Nationalist. Yes, to some extent nationalist, because if India is not progressing, how can PR progress or claim that it has done to develop the country? See, we are in a very poor state in many areas. By state I mean condition. Condition, because I have spent so many years outside, I feel that we are still not doing enough to reach our social responsibility or fulfill our social responsibility. Now, even yesterday there was a very beautiful article about what is happening to the scavengers in this country. How many dry latrines are here in India, and how many people are carrying the waste of fellow human beings on their head. Is it happening in other countries, especially in rich, developed countries? Science and technology has to be used to improve our life, and that is not being done. Now, is there a way out of this? Please pardon me for pointing out these bad examples. Yes, without pointing them out, how can I discuss the very bad situation in which we are? It is not a few rockets that we send up that we are going to be judged. We are going to be judged by how we live, the comfort, the better environment that in which we are living.